Hello, started the show without recording, but let's go to our word of the day. Our word of the day is primacy. Primacy is our word of the day. The fact of being primary, preeminent, or more important. Mr. Decker was confident in the primacy as the leader of the party. So that is our word of the day. And if any of you are concerned about the recession on its way, we'll show that in our upcoming PowerPoint presentation, things that could affect that. And currently, I can't find the screen I was looking for, but I'll pull it up here in a moment. And here we go. Let's come back here, reload this, share our screen again. Here it is. If you spent your lifetimes saving up your life savings and you're getting ready to retire and you don't want something like 2008 happen where you lose 54% of your retirement savings, well, there is an annuity, you can roll it over, and some annuities are paying 25 to 45% bonuses. So there you go. It goes up the stairs, and does not lose money. Beats index investing by about 5%. So that is the story there. Let's go back to our screens. So this is silver, could possibly pull back to the 10-day, or actually pull back to the 10-day, pull back to the 20 or 50-day moving average if the dollar strengthens. Some people think that is a possibility. Take a look at dollar currently. And it is a little slow. So here we go. Dollar's pretty flat. It's just riding along its 200-day moving average. So let's take a look at our Bitcoin. Bitcoin hit 70,000 today, and then it is pulling back in a sharp pullback today. It's pulled back $3,000 from 70,000 down to 67,000. And let's go over to Ethereum. Ethereum was up around 3,900. And yes, Xfinity is frustrating us. Can't really show that at the moment. So, well, as soon as we showed it, it did bounce back, but Ethereum is pulling back, much like Bitcoin. So let us go to our PowerPoint. This is our PowerPoint Dow Jones, which isn't becoming that much of an important index at the moment, but sharp pullback. It's going straight down here. I think this is a ABCD pattern. So we think this is the A. This possibly could be the B, and we think there could be a bounce here. Go up to a B, come down to a C. Actually, this would be the B, bounce to the C, and then come down to the D at 375.61. Moving on to IWM. This is what we mean with the ABCD pattern. Here's the A, pulling back to the B, rises to the C, and comes down to the D. So we think we got the A up here, pulls back to the B. Think we could get a little bit of a bounce up here to a C, and then pull back to, looks like 198.95 here. We got a wide divergence here, so that's why we think we got a bounce, and we got a angle here on the CCI starting to move on this move up here. This is kind of what we're looking at. Moving on to the NASDAQ, QQQ. I think this has potential to move up here, a little stronger in the middle of the week and pull back to the B. Could be right down here. We think right this gap here could possibly fill, go up to a C, and then we got this other gap down here. We think it could pull back to. So that is the story with the NASDAQ. And moving on to the S&P 500, it has similar characters moving in it. So I think it could possibly move higher. Hasn't reached its pivot point, we don't think, and it could pull back eventually to 501.22. So that's the story on those indexes. This is a VIX volatility index. I think if the S&P moves up, the VIX needs to pull back, and then it a bounce. Not sure how long it's going to take, but we do have this gap over here. And since it is an oscillating index, 99.95% of the times it fills those gaps, and eventually it will fill it. So if the S&P turns, this is going to jump the fear index. Not sure how long it'll take to get up to 1838. We think that is a point, inflection point. It will eventually get there. Now, this is the Dow Jones Industrial Average and the Dow Jones Transportation Average. According to the Dow theory, in order for the markets to move healthy uptrend, both of these need to be moving in the same direction. Now, if you look back in 2020, the Dow Jones Industrial Average was moving up, and the Dow Jones Transportation Average was not. It was flat to trending down. And what happened? We had the COVID crash right here, and we kind of got the same thing going on right now. Dow Jones Industrial Average is going up, and the Dow Jones Transportation Average is flat to trending down. So that is something to look out for. Magnificent 7 account for 31% of the S&P 500 market cap. It was 29% here, pulled back a little bit. Now it's up to 31%. NVDA and the Fabulous 3 impact on the S&P 500. Who are the Fabulous 3? Well, Facebook, Meta, Amazon, and Microsoft. These, as they keep moving up, they take a bigger share of the S&P 500 impact. That's a look there. And earnings haven't really moved up that much. This chart is showing that valuations have moved up. So that's the risk we face. Got some high valuations and earnings, and we think that earnings are gonna get even worse as the rest of the year trends forward. Now, this is the euphoria meter, combination of forward PE, VIX, and bullish sentiment. If you compare it to 2000, it is pretty close to 2000, and it's pretty close to where we were in 2004. 2008, it's definitely above the euphoria in 2007. So it's something looking out for. Proportion of the S&P 500 companies mentioning AI during quarterly earnings calls continues to rise. Right now, it's 41% of those companies. Now look at this. Berkshire Hathaway, Warren Buffett's company, cash pile is surging to 157.2 billion. Are they holding off buying because they think there are going to be much cheaper prices ahead? This is something also to keep as a feather in your hat. Now this is new existing family homes sold, and look at this huge drop. Interest rates are keeping buyers off of the surface of moving forward with new buys. And then let's look at the confidence factor. Here's the confidence of home builders, and look at the confidence just fall off of the side of the earth on home buyer confidence. It's some of the lowest numbers ever. And here we got Jeffrey Grunlack saying a recession is coming and a raft of companies will fail. So look up below. And that is our PowerPoint presentation. Don't have to look any further than the $20 increase on labor costs for California franchise restaurants. Number of them are closing up shop. So that is kind of the story. You just go back to our screen. It looks like the Ethereum screen is now working. Came all the way up here to 39.71, it looks like. Big pullback, 38.46. A lot of ETF buyers in the future will be able to buy Ethereum through an ETF, much like the Bitcoin ETF. So a lot of people are trying to get ahead of the pony here, so to speak. So let's take a look. Go back to our charts. Stop the share. Go back to our charts. I think this company that I'm going to show is on the forefront of innovation. I think that's one of the reasons it's been moving up so much. GE Vernova is focusing net zero energy focus. Technology and research are geared towards achieving a future energy system with minimal carbon footprint. They continuously develop and improve power generation and equipment through advancement in materials combustion, leading to efficiency gains, cleaner energy production, AI and machine learning. Integrating AI and machine learning into their software solution allows for optimized power plant operations, improved grid management, better decision making for increased efficiency and reliability, and hopefully in the end lower costs for its consumers. And you can just kind of see what GE Vernova has been doing. It's just been taken off. Took a hint from my mother and bought this for my wife's account right around here, and it is doing handsomely. So that is a story there. And there's another story I just want to bring everybody in tune with as we get ready for the investment week. Companies that are looking good. There's 7 stocks. You can take a look at one company that just dismayed everybody's earnings expectation. Elf Beauty. We have a position in this. We got in at 160, and it's jumping over here to 190. Cava Mediterranean Grill, their earnings are tomorrow. So a lot is riding on that. See if that will come up. There's a possibility of a 14% move, either up or down on this stock. Got in at 49. We'll just wait and see how it reacts tomorrow. And here are some other companies that are on the cusp of breaking out. Got Microsoft. You can see right here, it's trying to raise into that blue shaded area, that's a buy area. Merck. It's kind of bouncing around, oscillating it within this box, this kind of Darvas box. And we'll see if it can get into the blue shaded area. Netflix. We have a position in Netflix. And it is breaking out, pulled back to 542, came up here, bouncing around, and it is finally breaking out of this box area. Draw a box. And that is, this is the box area for Netflix. Eli Lilly, you can see these are all kind of big cap tech stocks. Eli Lilly is this kind of flat base pattern. You could say this is a box right here, blue shaded area as it tries to break out. I think this is TJX companies. Not, I guess Ross is a totally different company. And bouncing around here, we got a double bottom formation. Here's the box, oscillating, breaking out into the blue area. Arista Networks did have a bad day last week. See if this will pull up here. Here's Arista, had a gap down, came down to the 50-day moving average, is trying to fill this gap here. It's kind of right in the area. We can see the blue box area, the breakout. And we have finally Crocs. See if Crocs will come up here. Our internet is not performing very well. Here we go with Crocs. Got a little breakout. Looks like we got a cup with a handle here. See if it actually broke out. 146.89 was a breakout area. So that's a look ahead. We'll see what tomorrow brings. Thanks for tuning in for the weekend update. This has been Mornings with Michael for information and educational purposes only. It's your responsibility to do your own due diligence. We can help you in any way. Feel free to reach out to us and we will certainly do that. Have a great weekend. And happy Memorial Day to everyone.